We say we want honesty, but the truth is, most people would rather fight than be seen because emotional honesty does not just reveal the truth, it reveals you. And that is terrifying. Part 1. The paradox of emotional honesty. We live in a culture that praises honesty but punishes vulnerability. We tell people, just be real with me, but the moment they are, something inside us tightens. Because honesty about feelings breaks the illusion of safety. When someone tells you what they really feel, they hand you a mirror, and most of us are not ready to see what is reflected back. For men, emotional honesty can feel like weakness. For women, it can feel like rejection. But for both, it is exposure. It is the moment the mask slips, and you risk not being loved for who you truly are. Part 2. Why conflict feels safer than vulnerability. Strange, is not it? That yelling, arguing, even shutting down feels safer than saying, I feel unseen, or I am scared. You will leave. Conflict gives us control. You can win a fight. You can dominate, defend, or deflect. But emotional honesty, you can only surrender. Psychology. Conflict protects our ego. It keeps the focus on what is wrong with them instead of what is hurting in us. Neuroscientists have found that emotional vulnerability triggers the same neural pathways as physical pain. That is why when you open up emotionally, your body reacts like you are in danger. Heart races, muscles tighten, your brain screams, do not do it. But here is the twist. That same vulnerability is the doorway to intimacy. Part 3. How fear of rejection shapes communication. Most relationships do not end because of lie. They end because of what is unsaid. We avoid hard conversations, not because we do not care, but because we care too much. Because deep down we fear if I show them who I am, they might not stay. So we choose small conflicts instead of deep honesty. We fight about the dishes, not about the distance. We argue about time, not about feeling unseen. Every conflict becomes a disguise, a safer outlet for emotional truth. We are too afraid to speak. Part 4. The gender divide. How men and women experience it differently. For men, emotional honesty is often tied to shame. From a young age, boys are told, oh, not cry, be strong, handle it. So when a man finally opens up, it is like walking barefoot on glass. Every word risks humiliation. For women, the fear is often emotional overexposure. She is told she is too much, too emotional, or too sensitive, so she learns to filter herself to be likable, not real. Both end up playing roles instead of living truth, and when two people are active, no one feels seen. Part 5. The hidden cost of avoiding emotional honesty. Cost of emotional dishonesty is not always obvious. It shows up in quiet disconnection, in resentment that builds silently, in intimacy that fades, not because love died, but because truth. Did we think we are keeping the peace? But really, we are building walls. When you avoid honesty to protect someone is feelings, you do not spare them pain, you just postpone it, and by the time it surfaces, it is no longer about one truth. It is about all the truths that never got said. Part 6. What real emotional honesty looks like. So what does real emotional honesty look like? It is not oversharing. It is not dramatic expression. It is this is what I feel. This is what I need. And I trust you enough to handle it. It is when a man says, I am not okay, but I am trying. And a woman says, I feel scared to be this open, but I want to try. That kind of honesty does not destroy relationships. It builds real ones, because when two people choose honesty over ego, they stop performing and start connecting. Part 7. The closing truth. All crave love, but love without honesty is just comfort. Emotional honesty will scare you because it asks you to be seen without the mask, without the performance. But that fear, it is proof you are finally being real, and that is the only kind of love worth building.